What'd you say?
What the fuck is judicial court?
You don't know what the fuck judicial court is? You don't know the difference in
No clue.
judicial and civil?
What is judicial
You don't
court?
know. Judicial court and civil are two different things. Getting
what is-
prosecuted
Sir, what is
Yeah, go ahead.
judicial court?
It's a law enforcement versus an opinion court. It's two different things.
What the hell? Dans, thank you for the private jet. I really appreciate that. Good to have you in here with us today. Okay, walk us through this. I want you, okay, give me more than just like a sentence. Okay, give us, I want you to give us a full explanation of what a civil court is and what a quote unquote judicial court is, or now like an opinion court. Like, tell us what these things are, but slow yourself down. Dans, I appreciate you for the future city, man. That is incredibly kind of you. Shout out to Dans down below in that chat. Thank you for being here. So let's slow down, take your time, catch your breath, and tell us what a judicial court is. Tell us what a civil court is. Tell us what an opinion court is. Are you just throwing various words in front of the term court and acting as if whatever you say is true? I don't know.
I can't hear you.
Take it away. Explain to us the difference, please.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, explain to us the difference.
Hello? I thought you muted my mic. I mean, judicial is all courts. That I didn't mean by judicial and civil court. I said civil court is not judicial court. I was just talking to talk. That's my bad. It's a law enforcement versus an opinion court. What I meant to clarify is criminal versus a civil court.
What?
Criminal versus civil court are two different fucking things, man. Two different
now
things.
we've got there. Now we've got there. Okay. So there's no such thing as a judicial court. There's no such thing as an opinion court. There's no such thing as a law enforcement court. These things don't exist, and I know you told me not to. But
No. It was not a court. It's law enforcement versus an opinion. It's a civil court versus a criminal. A civil court versus a criminal court are two different things.
Okay,
getting
so
prosecuted in one is not the same as getting prosecuted in the other.
Slow down. Okay. There's no such thing as a law enforcement court or an opinion court.
No, that's not in the actual court. It's okay. Stick with the criminal and civil court.
There we
You
go.
said he got prosecuted in civil court. Go ahead.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not 5 years old. You can proceed.
Go. All right, phenomenal. Now tell me what the
Appreciate
difference
it, buddy.
between a civil court and a criminal court is.
Criminal court is law enforcement. Civil is private matters. Could be that I sued you because you called me ugly and won. Doesn't make me ugly. It's just your opinion. Like I said, opinion versus law enforcement. It's your opinion.
What is law enforcement?
It's your opinion.
What does law enforcement mean? When you say that a criminal court is quote unquote law enforcement, what do you mean?
Okay, law enforcement. You know what law enforcement is. If I not allegedly, if I rape somebody, right? Enforcing the law. If I rape somebody.
Oh, so law enforcement is just
charged
enforcing the law.
Correct.
Okay, well,
You
law
know
is
that.
also enforced in civil courts.
It's different. It's an opinionated court. It's like saying I hurt your feelings, so you're gonna sue me for $1 million. Or it's two different things, man. It's
So what's
the law
the difference?
versus your opinions. It's the law versus you getting your feelings hurt.
No.
It's two different things.
No. So when you sue somebody in a civil court, it's because they broke the law.
Proceed. Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's
So civil courts enforce the law.
no. I mean, that's not true at all. But okay.
Then what do they do? If they don't enforce the law, then why is it legal to take $80 million from somebody for something that isn't illegal?
It's because somebody says he broke the law. He broke the law. He didn't break the law.
Wait,
if he got
okay,
no,
so-
all right,
so-
Dean, let me put it in simple terms and I'll let you speak, please. If
Okay,
he
so
was,
all that we know so far.
no. Listen, buddy. Look, if he raped somebody, he would be CHARGED, charged, all capitals. He would be charged because rape is not taken. It's taken seriously. If he broke the law, he would be in jail for rape. It's an opinionated court. You think he raped somebody? Hey, I think Donald Trump raped somebody. I'm gonna go to civil court and say he broke my feelings or he raped me. Doesn't mean it's true. It's alleged. If he raped somebody, he would be in jail. These are all alleged thoughts you're throwing into your debate, and it makes you look stupid. Laugh all you want, Dean. I don't know what you're saying, man. You do this all fucking day. I'm a nursing student, and you're gonna be stuck in fucking. Go ahead. I'm not gonna get personal because it's a debate and it shouldn't get emotional. Go ahead.
You're a very emotional young man, Luke. So
I'm not.
gonna,
It's like like
I'm
it's
gonna
just
I'm
like,
gonna I'm
I
gonna
don't
ask
debate. I don't debate.
I'm gonna ask the chat a question real quick. So chat.
Go ahead.
Should I keep pressing him on these outrageously stupid claims he's making, such as the idea that if you sue somebody for something, it doesn't mean they broke the law, to show him how he's outrageously stupid? Or should I just tell him what the truth is? Should I break down what the difference between the courts are and like why she didn't take it to criminal court or civil court? Which one should I do? Should I press the fuck out of him? Which one? Should I press or just tell him what the truth is?
I mean, only reason you leave is because you know the truth and you're just trying to get around it. I mean, you know that civil.
Okay.
And
all right. So it looks like we're seeing like a good 50-50 down below in the chat. So what I'm first gonna do is I'm gonna press you on your bullshit, and then I'm gonna tell you the truth. So here's me pressing you on the bullshit. You told us
you're gonna give me time to respond, because otherwise, I mean, it's bottom line. Civil court is where you go where law enforcement can't enforce the law. So you sue somebody. If you hurt my feelings, I'm going to civil court. But I'm not a fucking I'm not like that. So I'm not gonna do that. It's two different things, man, and you know it. You know, civil and criminal courts are two different things.
Do you mind if I talk now?
Go ahead. Talk.
Okay. So civil courts are different from criminal courts, but it's not the difference that you're describing, okay? And I'm going to break it down to you very easily. So something that you just said there is that when you sue somebody for something in civil court and they're held liable and they have to financially compensate you, that is not an enforcement of the law. So this means that you're not suing them for something illegal that they did. Okay, well, if you can't sue people for shit that they do that's illegal, why is it legal to sue? Why can somebody force somebody else to pay them millions or billions of dollars if they didn't do anything that broke the law? On what legal standing do they have to say that that they owe billions of dollars? On what legal standing exists to force the perpetuator of a civil offense to pay money?
I mean, you can sue for anything. You can sue for spilling hot coffee. You can sue for being called homie. I mean, you can sue for anything in the civil court. Okay. It's way different.
So yes, no clue. So now I'm going to tell you what the truth is.
Tell me if that's false, because it's way different.
It's false. It's false.
Tell me how a civil court is different from a criminal court, and how, like, tell me how they're the same. Like, how being charged for rape in a civil court makes you a rapist, or because it's false. It's
okay,
false.
Now I'm just going to tell him what the truth is. So first and foremost, Luke, you are incredibly lost. Okay, the reason why I'm telling you that you're incredibly lost is because you're lost with confidence, you're lost with conviction, and you're just lost with willful fucking stupid ignorance. One of the most embarrassing things that I could do, that you could do, that anybody as a human can do, is put themselves front and center stage in front of 20,000 people and just make an embarrassing shit show out of themselves by arguing by arguing things that aren't true with utter conviction and confidence. It makes you look very bad. But anyways, here's what is the truth. So both civil and criminal courts enforce the law. Because you need legal standing to find somebody guilty in a criminal court and send them to prison, just like you need legal standing to hold somebody liable in a civil court and force them to owe you money. So both civil and criminal courts enforce the law. So what is the difference between civil and criminal courts? Well, civil courts would enforce civil infractions, and criminal courts would enforce criminal infractions. That's why criminal courts determine criminal responsibility and civil courts determine financial responsibility, right? Okay. And the reason why, so grape is both criminal and civil, all right? Grape is both criminal and civil. And if you're going to ask yourself, well, why did
it's not a civil infraction. That's false, dude. False.
Would you like me to give you like the particular number of the law in the state of New York in which grape is defined as a civil infraction on top of a criminal infraction?
I mean, dude, you can throw page numbers, you can throw whatever you want. It's just not it's not a civil infraction. It's just an accusation.
So my claim is that grape is both a criminal and civil infraction. You're saying that claim is wrong. Why are you saying that claim is wrong? Why do you deny that grape can be both civil and criminal?
Because grape is just a criminal. If you get charged with no, let me talk. Don't say okay. If you get charged with it can be both, but it's if you get charged.
You just conceded. You just said it can be both. That's what I was saying. So we agree.
Doesn't mean all right. But civil doesn't always mean it happened. That's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't mean that it happened. It's not. It doesn't go on record. Like, okay, let's see. It doesn't mean I'll win. No. Listen, it doesn't mean I will win. But a public opinion where people hate, like Trump, for example, is why Jerry held him accountable in civil court. It doesn't go on record.
It doesn't go. Okay. All right,
it means the public thinks it happened. It doesn't mean it actually happened.
Okay. Well, it actually means that the jury thinks that it happened.
It means the public thinks that it happened. It does not go on record. Therefore, he's not a great.
What do you mean by public?
There's no real proof. Otherwise, it would be moved to criminal courts.
Okay.
Explain to me that.
Right now, your claim is there's no real proof that Trump raped E. Jean Carroll. Else, it would have been held in a criminal court. Okay. Well, let's refute this. She tried to bring it to a criminal court, but the statute of limitations to criminally pursue a charge of rape against an individual in the state of New York had passed since the original rape had occurred in 96. So she couldn't bring it to criminal court. However, the statute of limitations had not passed for her to bring it to civil court.
Yeah. So, and to go back on what you said, you said jurors aren't the public. It was jurors are the public. I'm sure you know that. I don't know why you would even state that. Jurors are the public. And no real proof, like I said, no real proof. Otherwise, if there was real proof of him raping somebody, I don't even know why we're stuck in this because it makes it, I don't understand how you don't understand this. If there's no real proof, it's not going to go to criminal court. Therefore, he did not do it. It's just an accusation that the public has on his head.
Hey, Luke, I just responded to this. In fact, the last sentence that came out of my mouth responded to this. What was the last sentence that came out of my mouth, little boy?
I'm 2 times bigger than you, little boy. I mean,
you're not a little boy because of how many times you've been around the sun or your like weight. Okay, you're a little boy because of like your mental acuity and lack of maturity.
I mean, maybe okay. Proceed. Can you repeat?
So what is the last sentence?
Can you repeat it for me, fine gentlemen, please?
Of course. So she tried to bring it to criminal court. But the reason that she couldn't bring it to criminal court was because the statute of limitations had passed, meaning that she couldn't bring it to criminal court. But the statute of limitations had not passed for civil court, meaning that she could only bring it to civil court.
Okay, but if I'm just asking, if somebody was accused of rape, it would go past civil court. That's what I'm not understanding is what you're saying.
You're saying if somebody's accused of rape, it'll always go to criminal court. It can't go to criminal court if the statute of limitations had passed. Do you know what the statute of limitations are?
Actually, I know what it is, but I'm not very I'm not clear on it. So
okay. If you don't know something that I say, please ask me to clarify. Because obviously, the only reason that you're re-suggesting what you originally said is because you didn't understand my response using the term statute of limitations. So that would, instead of like driving Dean crazy and repeating yourself a billion times because you don't understand my response, just ask me to clarify my response. If you don't know something, just say that. Nobody's going to hold it against you. So a statute of limitations is a period of months or more typically years in which after a crime is committed, the victim of the crime can pursue criminal litigation against the aggressor or committer of the crime. But once the statute of limitations pass, if you were a victim of a crime, you can no longer pursue criminal litigation against the person that committed the crime. And this is what happened to E. Jean Carroll. Okay, the statute of limitations had passed. Okay, I think it was 10 or 15 years. So she could no longer pursue a charge of rape against Donald Trump, even though that he raped her in a criminal court. However, the statute of limitations for the civil court had not passed, so she could still bring the charges forth in a civil court.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so change the statute of limitations because right now, if right now, if
Dan, thank you for the future city, man, as well as for the other thing. I saw your message, so I won't say it, but seriously, man, thank you.
Because right now it's a public judgment that has been passed, not a criminal charge. That's what I'm standing on. It's not a criminal charge, therefore it's not real.
Okay. All right. Was OJ guilty?
OJ Simpson?
Yeah. Was he guilty?
Did he get found guilty? No.
Dan, thank you so much for the future city. I really appreciate you so much for the love, dude. You're going
who knows?
Today,
who knows?
man.
Because he wasn't convicted.
Right. So you don't know if OJ's it. That's great.
That's the thing. You can go.
So,
you can't.
So let me ask you a question.
You don't have the facts.
So why do you not trust the outcomes of civil courts?
Because it's opinionated. It's an opinionated.
When you say opinionated, what do you mean?
it's opinion. It's something like all right, let me explain it in dumb terms. If like, cause not for you, cause like I don't know how to explain it in all the big words you use. If I hurt your feelings, or if you hurt my feelings, and I go to court, I go to civil court, and I want to sue you, it's your opinion. It's the opinion of the jurors. It's not an actual. It's not an actual.
I have a question. What determines guilt in a criminal court? Is it the opinion of the jurors?
Sure. But not of criminal. The criminal courts are more factual and law based. It's two different things.
The criminal courts are more factual and law based. So when you say more law based, what do you mean?
I mean, they don't go off opinions like the civil court.
So they try to determine if the person broke the law?
Of course.
Well, that's what happens in civil courts too. So they try to determine if the person broke whatever the statute is of the alleged offense. So like her offense that she had brought against Donald Trump was the violent sexual abuse of herself. So the role of the jury was to determine of what Donald Trump had done to E. Jean Carroll and what they had evidence for would qualify for what was considered in their statute is sexual abuse, right?
But the difference is
law-based. It was law-based, just like criminal courts. All courts in America try to determine if there's been an infraction or of the law, right? And that's civil courts included. So you said that you don't trust civil courts because it's up to the opinion of the jury and because it's not law-based. So the first point about it being up to the opinion of the jury, well, it's up to the opinion in a jury in a criminal court too, yet you trust criminal courts, so that point goes out the window. And then your second point that it's not law-based, that's just false. Okay, it is. So that point goes out of the window too.
Okay, look, this is what I'm saying is what I mean by it's more factual and law-based. The difference is no charges can come, like, yes, but no charges can come out of civil court.
So a criminal charge.
Real quick.
So I just want to clarify that now you're saying that you don't trust civil courts because they aren't criminal courts. Because criminal charges, okay, criminal guilt can only be brought out of criminal courts. So that just means that you don't trust civil courts because they aren't criminal courts. So in other words, you're basically saying that you don't trust civil courts because you don't trust civil courts. That's a circular argument.
Okay, no, not all the time. I'm saying if it was actual and factual, it would have got moved to the criminal courts. You absolute idiot. Do I need to spell that word idiot for you? Do you not know what that word means? Because I could break it down. Okay, but the reason that I'm using that word against you is because I've now explained 3 times why it was not brought into a criminal court. In fact, I offered an explanation of my explanation when I told you what statute of limitations was twice. Okay. You don't have to explain.
So
I've
given the original explanation why it didn't go into a criminal court 3 times, and I've given my explanation of the explanation twice. Dan, thank you for the future city, man. I appreciate you for the love. So I am now going to give one final explanation. Okay? I'm not going to do this again. This will be the very last time I do this. Okay? And I'm going to have you on mute here, and I'm going to stop every couple words. And I'm going to ask you if you're following what I'm saying. Okay, so we're going to do this together, buddy. Okay? So the reason E. Jean Carroll brought her claims to a civil court instead of a criminal court was because... Unmute, are you tracking what I'm saying so far? Are you tracking that?
Dean, you're wasting time. You're trying to make yourself look better. I understand. I already heard what you said. I understand what you explained. I want to explain to you the statute. If you change the statute of limitations, we can have this conversation. I just want to say the bottom line is
no bottom line, because you said because it wasn't brought into a criminal court, then you don't believe it.
If there's proof of Trump, I will disown him completely.
You said because it wasn't brought to a criminal court, you don't believe it. If there's enough evidence, it would have been brought to a criminal court. This is what you just said. So how can you believe that if there was enough evidence, it would have been brought into a criminal court, even though you know she literally couldn't have brought it to a criminal court, even if she had a recording of it happening? Because of the statute of limitations.
Change the
Latin
statute of
Prince, thank you so
limitations.
much
We
for
can
the
have a
love.
conversation.
Dans, I appreciate you so much for the future city, guys. Thank you so much for the love.
Like I said,
you guys
the
are going
bottom line
crazy.
is,
No, listen.
if there's
I agree.
proof of
No. I agree with you that the statute of limitations on criminal rape in the state of New York should be changed. But this does not matter for your point that if she had enough evidence, then it would have been brought into a criminal court. Two things can be true at once. It could be true that regardless of how much evidence she had, she couldn't have brought it to a criminal court because the statute of limitations had passed. And it can also be true that the statute of limitations should change. So because these two things could be true simultaneously, this does not explain why you think if she had more evidence, it could have been brought to a criminal court.
Okay. Can I give you one sentence to get this in your head real quick?
Yeah, for sure. Feel free to respond.
Yeah, I mean, no, I just want to get off like this because we're going to agree to disagree, or we're just going to, I mean, we're just going to disagree. I mean, the bottom line is,
But this is like a globe earther.
Let me talk.
This is like a globe earther disagreeing with a flat earther. I just want to be able to clarify that to you. Like you know nothing about our criminal justice system. You know nothing about the differences of civil courts compared to criminal.
You gonna let me talk or
when
no?
you first opened up your mouth, you were saying that they're opinion courts compared to fucking like law enforcement courts. You didn't know that civil offenses are infractions of the law. SDL, I appreciate you so much for the Star Live. You didn't know that there's a jury that makes a ruling based upon their opinions of the facts in criminal and civil courts. You didn't know that when you sue somebody, it's because they broke the law. You didn't know that civil courts enforce the law. You don't know the difference between the courts. You didn't know what a statute of limitations was. And even after I've explained to you what every single one of these things was, you've still yet persisted to just believe in your delusions, even though I'm giving you third grade facts of the American criminal justice system, that you could seriously go into your third grade classroom and open up civil 101 in America and learn for yourself at like seriously a third grade in reading comprehension level. Okay, so if we're going to have continued conversation here, sir, I'm going to need you to align yourself with the facts, the very basic facts that anybody should know, right? The prerequisites to engaging in debate about American politics or the American criminal justice system. And I'm going to need you to stop resuggesting false claims, even if you've accepted that they're false, because I've been able to describe to you like the reason why they're false. And the reason I'm asking you to do this is because I was able to successfully describe to you why she couldn't bring it to a criminal court, regardless of how much evidence she had, because of the statute of limitations. And then you went on to re-suggest that she should have brought it to a criminal court. And because she didn't, that meant that she didn't have enough evidence, even though I explained to you what the statute of limitations was 5 times. Okay? These are all very fair requests here.
Okay, can you stop crying right now, please? I'm trying to say, I said I was going to say one sentence. I said bottom line, if
You're getting a mute for saying that was me crying when it was seriously just me trying to give you the prerequisites to intelligent debate. That was so incredibly disingenuous.
Okay, a debate shouldn't be you muting people. That's ridiculous. I'm trying to have a conversation. I said, bottom line, if there's proof that Trump did that, if Trump raped somebody, if there's proof that Trump did that, I will personally disown him completely. Until then, it's your opinion and that of others. It's your opinion. It's an accusation. Now I want to get off that topic, and you can either let me go or I wanted to talk to you about immigration.
So the reason why it's not an accusation was because it was processed through a civil court with a discovery period of over 2 to 3 years, where E. Jean Carroll was to prove via preponderance of evidence to a unanimous jury of 9, when, by the way, the jury didn't have to give a unanimous ruling, that the claim that Donald Trump had raped her is true. And then that was followed up by a countersuit on behalf of Donald Trump, where Donald Trump tried to relitigate the fact that he had raped E. Jean Carroll, where then a second judge in a second suit had also ruled that that claim was substantially true, and that was followed up by another year of appeals courts, where every single attempt to make an appeal on behalf of Donald Trump and his representation had failed. Sir, what is an allegation?
Okay, an allegation is the act of accusing somebody, but I'm saying we can run circles all day, and you can.
Okay, that's an act of accusing.
He's not criminally charged. He was not criminally charged.
Okay, so why don't you?
He raped somebody. Why was he not criminally charged? Tell me.
Okay, so I've now explained to you what the proof was.
Well, why was he not put in jail if he raped somebody? Dean, I'm asking you because anybody.
I'm talking to a third grader. Luke, I'm going to say it one word at a time incredibly slowly. Are you ready to listen without interruption?
Holy shit, go ahead.
Okay. Say it after me.
Okay, I'm not doing this bullshit. The woman should have let the statute of limitations expire.
No.
Should have. Agree or disagree?
You're going to follow me here. The reason why E. Jean Carroll did not pursue criminal charges against Trump for raping her was because she literally couldn't. The
really slow
reason
for you.
why she literally couldn't was because the statute of limitations set forth by the New York criminal justice system prevented her from possessing the ability to pursue criminal charges. Dan's, thank you for the future city. I appreciate that. So, Luke, listen to my words. Be quiet. Let's get a bubble in the mouth. So, Luke, just because you cannot argue against what I am saying, because what I am saying, as true as the statement that the sky is blue, this does not mean that your counter argument of just asking why she didn't bring forth criminal charges for the 25th time is doing anything outside of making you look really fucking stupid.
The woman shouldn't have let the statute of limitations expire. You want me to repeat it?
Great.
Did you understand those words?
So now your claim is that the victim of getting raped was in the wrong because she let the statute of limitations expire, not Trump for actually raping her, or not the state of New York for placing a statute of limitations on rape in the first place. That is a great counter argument. Yeah.
Or she wasn't truthful. I mean, it's one or the other, dude. I mean, if it was the truth, she would have went forward with it. It was a public opinion, bro. I mean, it's right in front of you.
Oh, wait. So now your claim is that if a woman got raped, she'll come forth with it immediately, right?
Not 100% of the time, no.
Well, it's actually less than 40.
She was already forth with it.
So less than 40% of women that get raped never report it to the authorities in their lifetimes because she didn't like you exist.
She was already there. She was already there in the civil courts, wasn't she?
She was I don't know. Wait. So I'm saying that 60% of women that get raped never report it to the authorities in their lifetime, and then your response is to say that she did. What?
No, but okay. Let me put it in. Why come forward right before an election and not before? Why not come forward when that? Why come forward right before an election?
Good job. It took you 30 minutes.
And not 20 years ago.
Tilda, thank you so much for the star map. So, good job, Luke. It now took you 30 minutes to get to the misogynistic victim-blaming argument that most Trump supporters.
See, there you are, Dean, getting emotional like every liberal.
Hey,
come on.
You're starting to crash out and get emotional by interrupting me. Can we keep it calm? Can we keep
I'm
it?
saying,
Look, you're getting very emotional. You're interrupting
buddy.
me.
I'm talking.
Well,
you're interrupting me the whole time and muting me.
Because you interrupted me. I understand that Trump supporters don't understand boundaries, but I'm gonna go in and give you a boundary like I did to my to my 5-year-old nephew the other day when I was hanging out with him. What I was telling him is that he could only play Xbox until 8:30 p.m. and if he stays up after 8:30 p.m. playing the Xbox, I'll turn it off. Okay.
You do this and you mute me because you want to make yourself look.
Well, here's my boundary for you. If you interrupt me while I'm speaking, I'm gonna mute you. All right. And honestly, you're giving a really similar response to my 5-year-old nephew the other day, because he did stay up past 8:30 playing Xbox, and I did unplug the Xbox, and then he started crying and, crashing out. He's 5 years old. All right, but now you're doing the same thing because I'm making my boundaries with you very vocally clear. If you interrupt me, you'll be muted. But then you interrupt me and I mute you, and all of a sudden it means I'm losing the debate and I'm crashing out and I'm an emotional liberal. Okay, you're acting like the 5-year-old nephew. Okay, buddy? All right, let's calm down a little bit. You're
a good rage baiter. I'll give you that. You're a good rage baiter. I'm just saying, if
now I'm gonna go back to what I was saying. No interruption this time, Luke. Let's put a bubble in the mouth. Can we practice that real quick, buddy? Could you turn on your camera and do a bubble? Could you turn on your camera and do a bubble for me?
Dean, let me just get something straight.
No. Before I move on, could we turn on the camera? Could you do the bubble for me?
You keep muting, buddy. You keep muting, and you won't even get past this and go to the immigration where you're completely wrong.
Well, before we move on to the immigration, I obviously have to address your last argument. I understand that you know that what you're saying is false, so you want to run away from it.
No. I'm just saying that it's all in the facts here, man. Like if there's no fact to put him in jail, it's not a criminal charge, dude. It's an opinion of the public. It's an opinion of the public, my friend.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, she shouldn't have let the statute of limitation expire. She didn't have real factual evidence against Donald Trump.
Okay, so you just made the claim that she didn't have real factual evidence against Donald Trump. So there was
not to put him behind bars, no.
Okay, go ahead and
Otherwise,
justify
he'd be
that.
behind bars. Otherwise, he would be behind bars. It's simple. If you do something and you go to court with it, a criminal court, we can agree to disagree. We will disagree. We will
Hey,
disagree.
buddy, you're saying that she didn't have real evidence against Donald Trump and the fact that he did this. So there's over 50 pieces of evidence submitted to the court in the 2 to 3 year discovery period during the civil proceedings that the jury then used as sufficient evidence to hold him liable. Can you please name one of those pieces of evidence? Because obviously, if you're saying that the jury ruled incorrectly without enough evidence of Trump's guilt, this would mean that you've read through the court documents and you know the evidence they ruled on. So go ahead and name one piece of evidence that they ruled on.
Yeah, I mean, she may have, but she didn't present. I'm sorry, but
No. Answer my question. Seriously, name one piece of evidence. No, name one piece of evidence, Luke. Name one piece of evidence. Name one piece of evidence that the jury in the civil court ruled on. Because your argument right now is that she didn't have real evidence. She couldn't prove that Donald Trump raped her for miscellaneous reasons. All that this means is that the jury in that civil court ruled his guilt without enough evidence. What this would imply is that you've done the research on what evidence they ruled on. Name one piece of evidence that they used to hold Trump liable for raping her.
okay, you know why I don't have to name anything? Because you don't need evidence because it's civil court and it means nothing but public opinion. I've said that 500 times.
Okay, really? So you're saying that you don't need evidence in civil courts. How much money are you willing to bet on that claim?
It doesn't matter because it's
No. Hey, seriously, how much money?
Public opinion, my friend. It's a public opinion.
I could prove
I'm
you.
it's a public opinion.
How much money do you want to bet that I can't prove you certainly wrong in less than 60 seconds?
Go ahead.
How much? No, I want you to put money on it.
It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant to this debate.
No. It's wait. Whoa. You think if evidence was required or not for that ruling is irrelevant to the debate? If Donald Trump is a rapist? What? You're delusional. So you don't wait. I just want to clarify. I just want to clarify that you think evidence that Donald Trump is a rapist is irrelevant to the idea if Donald Trump is a rapist or not. This guy has no clue what's going on. So, but you did say that you don't need evidence to be found guilty in a civil court. How much money are you willing to bet?
My whole fucking savings, it's a civil court. It doesn't mean anything.
Okay,
it's a public opinion.
Sweet. How much money is that? How much money is that?
I don't know. A couple grand.
Put a number on it.
Go ahead and look it up. Look it up. Go ahead.
I put a number on it. Put a number on it. No. Okay. Are you willing to bet $3,000?
You're throwing You're pocket watching right now when we're having.
Are you willing to bet $3,000?
Tell me what the charge in civil court does to him.
I need you to tell me. Are you willing to put $3,000 behind your claim that you don't need evidence to be found liable for an action in civil court?
I'm not throwing up money, Dean.
So
I'm not
wait,
throwing
why
up.
not? Because you sounded really confident when you were in it. When you were saying
because
it,
I'm having a simple conversation with you, and you're wrong. So you want to throw up.
Wait, if I'm wrong, why would I be asking you to bet me
throwing
money on your claim? Wait, Luke, that was
Because
a
it's a
stupid.
civil court.
That was
It's
the
a public
stupidest.
opinion.
Wait, 1 second, Luke. That was the stupidest thing anybody's ever said in my life. You just said because I know I'm wrong, I'm willing to bet money that I'm right. Are you kidding me, Luke? Are you like sentient? Do you have a brain?
Tell me it's not a fucking public opinion, please.
You just said that because I know I'm wrong, I'm willing to essentially give you money because I think I'm right? What is going on? Okay, once again, how much money? I want a number. I want a number. How much money are you willing to put behind the claim that you made that you don't need evidence to be held liable for something in a civil court? How much money?
Dean, I'm not putting any money on a stupid claim that is true because I have fucking bills to pay. No one just sits on here and dude. Obviously I don't have more money than you. I'm saying because you're stealing the conversation in a direction you want it to go with evidence when it doesn't relate to the fact that President Trump was never criminally charged and the records do not show that he is a rapist.
Okay, hey, if what you're saying is true and I'm betting you money that it's false, wouldn't this mean that I'd have to give you money?
Yeah, that would, but I'm not putting money on the line. Yeah, that's not how.
If what you're saying is going, I want a very.
You're losing an argument, so you want to mute me every 5 seconds. You want to pocket watch. That's what you want to do.
I want a very simple explanation. 1 second, stop crashing out. I want a very simple explanation. If you think what you're saying is true, why would you not be willing to put money behind it? Because if you think what you're saying is true, this would inevitably mean that I'd end up owing you money. You'd just be making
Yeah, no,
free
it would,
grant.
and it's a simple fact of betting. But I'm not a bettor. I'm not a betting man. So I'm not
But
gonna do
it
that.
wouldn't
I'm
even
just-
be a bet. Like let me get this straight. If
So
somebody walked up to
anything
you,
gambling money is a bet.
let me
Anything
ask you a question.
bet.
If somebody walked up to you on the street and asked
This
you,
is irrelevant. This is
you're
irrelevant.
interrupting me.
Dean.
This is why I've been muting you, because of interruptions like this. I'm not going to interrupt you this time because I just wanted to vocalize why I've been muting you. But this is the reason why I've been muting you. So if somebody walked up to you on the street and asked you to bet $1,000 that your name's not Luke, would you take the bet because you know it's true that your name is Luke?
No, I'm not a betting man.
Okay.
You're trying to have bets on the debate show. It shows your immaturity, dude. It shows your immaturity that you're.
So
There we go.
you wouldn't accept a bet for $1,000 that your name isn't Luke. Okay.
You're
All right.
bouncing around what I just said.
All right.
You're.
Whatever. He doesn't want to put money behind it. That just means that he knows he's wrong. I'm going to go to and prove you wrong. So, Luke, I don't want to do the interruptions while I'm proving you wrong. Let me know when I have your full attention.
I will listen if you can listen. Just grow up and debate.
Let me know when I have your attention.
That's completely irrelevant.
Let me know when I
Completely
have-
irrelevant to the whole situation, my friend.
Completely. Let me know when I have your attention.
Let me know when you have mine. I mean, you have mine. Let me know when I have yours.
I mean, unfortunately, you've had my attention this whole time.
No, because you keep muting. You keep spouting about money.
Okay, so sir, let me know when I have your attention so I can prove you wrong. Are you ready?
Proceed. Whatever, Dean. Proceed.
Do you need a baby bottle to suck on to stop the tears while you're listening to me?
I mean, I can't see you, but I can only assume you're crying by the way the pitch in your voice is going. But can you proceed without? See, this is what happens with liberals. They get very emotional and start doing personal attacks. Proceed, please.
I'm the emotional one. Got it. Okay, so once again, your claim is that you don't need evidence to be held civilly liable for something in civil court. That claim is incorrect. You do need evidence to be held civilly liable for something in civil court. In fact, you need a preponderance of evidence to be found guilty. My evidence that you need a preponderance of evidence to be found guilty in a civil court is literally federal law and state law in all 50 states, as well as federal civil court. I will now ask you to please go to Google and type in how much evidence do you need to be held liable in civil court. Google will then tell you that you need a preponderance of evidence. You also could go to the jury verdict form, right, from the civil court that held Trump liable for the violent sexual abuse of Eugene Carroll. The verdict form literally asks, via a preponderance of evidence, do you believe that Mr. Trump raped Eugene Carroll? So,
Okay,
in other
but
words,
let me stop you there.
I
Liable
prove
for
you're
what? Liable for what? Jail, criminal record, liable for what?
liable for her
In the civil
violent
court,
sexual abuse.
or just assume me for my money because you're public opinion.
Okay,
Tell me.
So now you're changing the topic. What
No,
we're
I'm
supposed to
I'm
be-
replying to one of the comments you said that was completely like you didn't elaborate.
I
Go
will
ahead.
let you respond to whatever you want after you could respond to the base point that I proved you wrong about not needing evidence to be held liable in civil court. Just respond to that base point, and then I'll let you do your circles and throw your tantrum about other shit. But just stay with
Go
that
ahead,
base
buddy.
point.
Go ahead. All right, is it my turn to respond?
Yeah, for
Are you
sure.
gonna let me?
Respond
You
about
just muted me.
respond about the base point that you made that I proved wrong about how you don't need evidence to be held civilly liable for something in civil court, because they literally require a standard of a preponderance of evidence.
Yeah, that's fine. They can. Okay. Did you not comprehend? Like I never said that. Did you not comprehend like what I said 500 times about the difference in the opinionated court and the judicial, like the criminal court? It's too.
So now would be a good time for me to kick you, because now you're misrepresenting what your own claims. So if you're going to come up here to debate me, and then you make a claim that you don't need any evidence to be held civilly liable in civil court, and then I prove it wrong, you can't.
Sure,
just
you need
simply
evidence.
say-
Sure, you need evidence in civil court. Yes, you do need evidence
So then
in
say,
civil court.
Dean, I concede to you I was wrong. Say it. Say it, little bro.
I'm sorry.
Say, Dean,
You
you were
just called-
right. I was wrong, and I concede.
I said civil court is not criminal. The statute of limitations, yes, the statute of limitations, but it doesn't negate.
Whoa. So we've been talking about this for the last.
doesn't negate-
We've been talking about this for the last 30 minutes, and you think that
He's not a recorded criminal.
Whoa. So you think that? So we've been talking about this for the last 30 minutes, and we haven't moved on from the differences between civil and criminal court. In the last
because-
30 minutes, you didn't pick up.
Problem, you don't understand the difference. You don't, and you keep muting me. It's mutual respect, dude. You don't understand the difference. I'm trying to get it through your head.
Christ.
You get mad when you do personal attacks. Just have a fucking conversation.
Luke, I'm honestly a whole lot more calm than I should be. You know, honestly, Luke, like if I wanted to, I could be blowing up on you right now, calling you all the
And I wouldn't give a shit. Do what you want. That's what
Hey,
liberals
hey
do.
Luke,
Man.
can you stop?
Go ahead.
Can you stop crashing out and getting emotional? And can you let me finish
Buddy,
speaking?
I'm trying to have a conversation. You keep muting me. I personally think that's you getting emotional. You saying I need a baby bottle. That's a very emotional thing to say.
Once again, I mute you when you interrupt me. It's that simple.
Well, you weren't talking. Go ahead, but proceed. Go ahead.
I wasn't talking. So I was talking, and I'm going to continue to speak. So you said that I'm getting angry. You said that I'm crashing out. Well, honestly, I'm giving you a lot more patience than I think 99.9% of people in my shoes would. Luke, this entire time, you've been completely, demonstrably wrong about everything you've said.
False.
Okay, Luke, why are you interrupting me?
Because you're here calling me an idiot, calling me dumb, calling me emotional. I'm not offended. I'm just saying.
I just said that you were demonstrably wrong
Buddy,
about what you said.
Hey, why are you interrupting me? Why are you interrupting me, Dean?
Because you're interrupting me. So let's
Dean,
do without the interruptions. I'm going to count down from
take
5.
turns.
Let's get the bubble.
I'm gonna count down from 5. We'll take turns. 5, 4,
Okay.
3.
We take turns. It's what we're supposed to do in productive dialogue. So I'm going to
You
continue with
you
my
first.
turn. No, I was already talking, so I'm going to continue to talk. Are you ready?
Well, you have 2 minutes. Go.
Thank you so much for the well dive, and I appreciate that. So you said that I don't understand the differences between civil and criminal court. Okay, I'm going to tell you what the differences are. The two big differences between civil and criminal court is the level of evidence that is required to determine guilt and the amount of jurors. Am I right or am I wrong?
Sure, you're right.
Okay, so then I
Go
do
ahead.
understand the difference between civil and criminal courts, right?
Yeah, but okay. Yeah, you do. But is civil court based on opinions or facts?
Based on facts.
Okay. So if somebody grapes somebody in civil court, if it's based on facts, why are they not getting prosecuted? Why are they not being put in jail?
Because civil courts determine
fact.
financial
Yeah,
responsibility. Civil courts don't send people to jail.
Okay. It's facts, but it's not criminal. So it's
Right.
two different things.
So there's a difference. Okay. So now you're just suggesting that there's a difference between civil and criminal courts. I just explained what that difference was. Captain Obvious, we all know that there's a difference between civil and criminal courts. How is this proving my point wrong? That Donald Trump
We're
is
running around in circles here, Dean. We're running around in circles, and it's not going anywhere.
Do you know why it's not going anywhere, Luke? It's because you're a man-child. That's why. That's why. And everybody watching agrees. Even, honestly, the Trump supporters at this point. I honestly bet that the Trump supporters watching this live literally think that I've paid you to come up here and act as a child to make MAGA look bad.
Dude, see, there you go being emotional. Just let me talk instead of muting me like you're being emotional. Calm down, Dean. Take 2 deep breaths and let me talk. He doesn't have a record. There's no criminal record showing his definitely being a rapist. There's no criminal record. I appreciate that that's your opinion, but Trump has no criminal record of being a rapist, therefore he's not a rapist. I don't know why we're stuck in this conversation. It's making you look dumb because you're supposed to be the smart one that studies this. I don't study this. I just wanted to hop on here and talk to you, and you're getting emotional and calling people names. Let's just calm down and breathe, and then you can either stay on this, like I don't know why you are, or we can move on to illegal immigrants, which do not belong in the United States.
So at the same time that E. Jean Carroll was suing Donald Trump for raping her because she couldn't pursue criminal litigations as the statute of limitations had passed, so were around 25 victims of rape that they had experienced as children at the hand and behest of church fathers. Okay? So my question to you would be, for all of the victims of rape at the hand of church fathers that they experienced when they're children, who were adults, when they pursued civil litigation against those church fathers, keep in mind they couldn't pursue criminal litigation because of the same statute of limitations that impacted E. Jean Carroll, would you say every single one of those adults that were able to successfully sue old church fathers for rape in civil courts were not true victims of rape, since their rapist was only held civilly liable and did not have a criminal record?
Yes, they can sue.
No, I asked you if they were true victims of rape, even though their rapist didn't have a criminal record, since they only brought them to civil court as the statute of limitations had passed.
I mean, I don't know. Is there factual evidence of them being raped? Is there any factual evidence to put them behind bars? And if so, yes. If it's right in front of you, yes. If they have no factual evidence, then no. It's just an accusation. It's just an opinion.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? Once again, the question is, for all of these adults that were able to successfully hold their rapist liable in civil court because they couldn't bring it to criminal court because of the same statute of limitations, for all the individuals that successfully convinced the unanimous jury of 9 that their rapist had raped them, were their rapists true rapists even though they were not prosecuted criminally?
If they're not prosecuted criminally, then no, they're not true. They're not criminally on record as a rapist. No.
Okay, and you think that you need to be criminally on record as a rapist in order to be a rapist?
Okay, Dean, why don't we champion to change the statute of limitations
So
to those who
I
have
just
been
want to
hurt
clarify.
this way?
That's your position is you need to be
Officially
criminally
charge people. It's two different things.
I just need to clarify.
Go ahead.
You need to be criminally on record as a rapist to be a rapist, right?
No, not at all.
Okay, so then Donald
need to
Trump's
be
a rapist
criminally on
even though he's
record.
not criminally on record.
That's your opinion. You need to be criminally on record as a rapist to be charged as a rapist. That's crap.
So you just said that you need to be criminally on record as a rapist in order to be criminally on record as a rapist. That's your stance?
No. To say somebody is a factual rapist, they need to be criminally charged as a rapist.
Okay,
If
all
a
right.
rapist. You
Okay.
can't just say your opinion that, oh my gosh, don't, without factual evidence being charged in court.
Okay,
If
well,
they're
let's see how this position holds up, buddy. How many black enslaved individuals during American slavery were victims of rape at the hand of factual rapists?
Not sure. Tell me.
Was there more than 0?
I don't know. Tell me. I wasn't around.
You don't know if there was a non-zero amount of enslaved individuals raped.
Was I back? No, I wasn't there. I mean, I wasn't there. I didn't look into it. Tell me, how many were there?
So you weren't there. All I'm asking you is if we could agree that there was at least one.
I'm sure there was.
Okay. Well, according to your stance, you're actually not sure of that since it was not illegal, meaning the rapists were never criminally on record as a rapist.
See, you don't understand what I'm saying is that there's rapists out there all over the world that haven't been criminally charged. I'm saying the only way to put them behind bars is them being criminally charged.
You're saying that the only way to put them behind bars is for them to be criminally charged. We agree that the only way you could determine criminal responsibility is if you're found guilty in a criminal court, you absolute fucking doofus. But that's not what we're debating. We're debating if Donald Trump is an adjudicated rapist or not. Okay? All right. Obviously, Donald Trump isn't behind bars. Hey, Luke, I have a question. How many continents are there?
There are 7.
Name them.
Europe.
You're already wrong. You absolute fucking buffoon. How can I trust that I'm having a debate with an intelligent interlocutor that will bring forth intellectual discovery to further their point and refute my own when you think that America is a goddamn continent? Fucking hell. Yeah, I'm gonna go and thank a couple people for their donations. I need to I'm seriously
South America, North America. I fucking said that.
You didn't. You said America, right? Now that the chat has informed you. But anyways, I'm going to thank my donations. I'm honestly on the edge of, losing my patience with you because you're a child, okay? But honestly, I think that I need to be kind to children and maybe that this is a good learning experience for me. But I'm going to go and thank the donors. Gentle, thank you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. I appreciate you so much for the love. We got to read their message. Oh, we're going to have fun reading the donation messages. So Gentle says, Dean is doing the laborious and essential work to pedantically and minutely break down these non-fact Dunning-Kruger opinion-saturated clowns who have never studied or reflected on anything. Make knowledge cool again. Thanks. Thank you for the $20 over on YouTube.
Are you gonna keep intentionally wasting my time? Or are you gonna have a fucking debate because you sound like you sound?
Oh, that pissed you off.
No. I'm saying you're gonna keep wasting my time, or you're gonna jump around from what's this content to that. We know
we're gonna move on to thanking Sid for the $100 over on YouTube Super Chat. One second, I'm thanking my donors. Thank you for the $100 on Super Chat, Sid. That is incredibly kind of you. Saying hi, Dean, and happy chat Thursday. Hope you are well. This guy's an idiot. She didn't actually say that, but that's what she's thinking. Thank you so much for the love, Sid. I really appreciate that. Let's get 1,000 Sid W's. As well as Heidi, thank you so much for the 80 Australian dollars over on YouTube Super Chat. Let's get 800 Heidi W's down below. Thank you, Dean, for not allowing these guests to get away with their willful ignorance. Heidi's talking about you and your willful ignorance, by the way, buddy.
You're trolling. You're a good rage baiter, man.
This is pissing him off. This is pissing him off. Yo, Diana, I appreciate you for the $10 over on Venmo. I really appreciate you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the love, Diana.
Don't get it twisted. I just want to know.
Yo, buddy, calm down while I'm thanking my donors. Can you?
I don't give a fuck about your. I'm debating with you. I'm
gonna need you to calm down.
Dean, take her.
He's doing the temper tantrum, everybody. Luke, calm down.
Dean,
wait for me to finish thanking my donors. Oh my god. I'm gonna bang
Dean
into a wall.
Right.
Luke, calm down while I'm thanking my donors. You very small man.
You very small. You're a fucking insult.
He's crashing.
Calm
like
down,
a
Dean.
toddler.
Dean, come on, man.
Okay, he's done. I'm gonna go back to thanking my donors. Arieli, thank you for the $1 over on Venmo. I appreciate that. Karen, thank you so much for the one as well. And Erica, I really appreciate you for the $25 over on Venmo. Erica says, Dean, I'm not sure how today turned into baby bottle gate, but between yours and Parker's lives, these MAGA men are so angry and upset today. What's next? Dude, yeah, this guy's lost it. This guy's like fucking lost it.
I did. Hey, chat, if I lost, everyone send Dean $100 if I lost. If I lost, if that's the case, everyone send Dean $100. If we want to throw money around like Dean was doing, let's bet money. Let's give him $100. So very simple. I mean, you don't even want, if you don't want to get onto the immigration, the illegal immigrants, I'll move on. I mean, I'll move on because you're wasting my fucking time, buddy.
Oh no, Luke. Oh no, Luke.
Dean, come on, man. Are we moving on or are we just...
Oh no, JP, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. The crash out is real. I don't have 100, but here's
JP.
5. I would send you 100 if I could. Amber, thank you so much for the $5 over on PayPal because this guy's crashing out. And Kristen with $100 over on Venmo because he's lost it. Thank you for the $100, Kristen. Show some love to Kristen down below in the chat for the $100 donation over on Venmo. Y'all please show some love to Christian down below in that chat literally right now. I really appreciate you for the love. Wolverine with the yacht. Thank you so much for the luxury yacht, Wolverine, because he's crashing out. I really appreciate that. Megan with $100 over on Venmo saying not sorry you lost, Luke. Peter with $100 over on Venmo saying Luke lost. Also his TikTok page is the what is going on? Oh my god! Lisa with $100 on Venmo spamming W's. Jessica with $100 on Venmo saying you won because he's a brain dead clown. Amanda with $100 over on Venmo saying fuck Luke. Erica with $100 on Venmo saying baby lost. Jill with the $100 on Venmo saying that this guy's a bozo. Christian with the $5. Amber with $100 on Venmo saying you know what? Here you go, L guest. Susan with the $100 over on Venmo saying saying haha. Oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck? Amber with the $100 over on Venmo saying that this guy lost. Dude, I'm seriously about to pass the fuck out. I'm about to pass the fuck out, bro.
We're both about
Andrew
to
with
pass
the
the fuck out.
$54 over on PayPal saying this is $100 in New Zealand. Hope it counts. Thank you for the love. Brooke with the $10. Lima, thank you for the $5. Maya with a 1.
Welcome,
and
buddy.
Michelle, thank you so much for the $100 over on PayPal.
Don't say I never helped you, buddy.
Michelle, thank you so much for the $100 over on PayPal because you lost. And Beth with the $100 over on Venmo. Beth says sending a second $100 as you missed my first donor and he definitely lost. Beth, thank you for the $200. Emmanuel with the $100 over on Venmo. What the fuck? Oh my god. Emmanuel with $100 saying Luke has no clue, he doesn't understand facts. Connor with the $100 over on Venmo saying Luke doesn't know what he's saying.
Wasting my time, buddy. You have a great night, though. Have a great night. No, I just want to say I do respect your opinion. I just don't agree with it. Alex
with the $25 because Luke lost. Thank you so much for the $25, Alex. Ashley with the $100 over on Venmo saying take the L, Luke. Ashley with the $100. Amanda with the $25 saying that was pure ART. Zamir with the $10 over on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love. Lindsay with the $5. I really appreciate you so much for the love, Lindsay. What did you do, Luke?
Dude, I helped you out so much.
Anna, thank you for the $20 over on Venmo for Luke's diaper change. What did you
I just made you my weekly salary. Let's go.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Yeah. You done? You done? Or what's going on here? I can't even see you. It's like a black screen. My diaper changed.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I didn't even.
Oh my God.
Oh my god! I didn't even look at the YouTube super chats. I didn't
Holy
even
shit,
look.
let's get Dina Tab on,
I
y'all.
didn't even look at the
Holy
YouTube
shit.
super chats this whole time. I haven't even looked at the YouTube super chats.
Cam
Mike
Pack.
with the $100 super chat over on YouTube because Luke lost. Oh my god! Diana with the $100 super chat over on YouTube saying thank you for what you do. I'm spreading joy. What the fuck? That's not even all. I can't even see all. I can't. Oh my god! There's like, oh my god! There's like 20 $100 super chats. I can't even like read all them. Amaro with a $100 super chat over on YouTube because Luke lost. There's literally Amy with the $100 super chat over on YouTube because Luke lost. Sid with another $100 super chat over on YouTube because Luke lost.
How do you lose an opinionated court game?
There's so many of them. I can't even read them all. I can't even.
no sense.
I seriously can't even read them all. Chat.
Yeah,
If there's absolutely any $100 super chat on YouTube that I'm missing, please let me know. There's so many of them that I can't click on them individually. This is fucking insane. Buzzsaw, thank you so much for the $20. I really appreciate that. Caitlin, thank you so much for the $20 over in super chat. Bill with a 20 as well.
Yo, you cannot say.
Oh my god!
You can't say I didn't help you, Dean.
Please, guys, please let me know down below in the chat. If there's anybody I'm missing, Heidi, thank you so much. Yeah, guys, respond like with a W to all of the $100 super chats, just so I can make sure I can identify them. And then also, let's see, Kira with the $100 super chat over on Venmo saying, "Tell Luke he needs to go back to school. Dean, you rock. Keep on doing what you're doing." Thank you, Kira. Logan with the $100 super chat. Sorry, Venmo saying, "I'll guess this guy's lost." Megan with the $50 super chat saying that this guy's flunking out of nursing school. Kari with the 5. Simone with the 5. Thank you guys so much. And then Coda with the $100 super chat over on YouTube saying that you cooked them. Mel with the $100 super chat on Venmo on YouTube saying that Luke is a loser. Dust, thank you for the $100 super chat over on that you're a fucking loser. Dust with a $100 super chat over on YouTube with $100 as well. Coda with the $100 super chat. Thank you, Coda and Dust. Heather with the $10 over on PayPal. Darion with the $5 over on Venmo.
Give me my money. I paid you, brother. I'm actually not insecure. I was just trolling. Yo, good. I mean, I respect your intelligence. I just don't agree with you. We're never. I mean, two sides are never gonna.
We're gonna move on to the next guest. I don't even. I'm sorry. I'm not usually just like silent. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to say. Thank you. Guys. Thank you. I don't think I've ever been silent like this before. That was like that. That was like, I mean, I'm looking at the Amber with another $100 over on PayPal. Thank you for the love, Amber. What the fuck? Thank you, Amber. That was like, dude, that was like $4,000 or $5,000. For everybody that was involved with that, I want to like I want to thank you so much for your love. I don't know what to say. This never happens to me. My whole thing, the reason why there's over 20,000 people watching live is because I always know what to say. I'm selling right now. I don't know what to say. I'm so incredibly thankful for every single one of you. That was one of the craziest things that is. I just thank you guys. Thank you. You guys are so incredibly kind. Literally so fucking incredibly kind. So kind it's even hard to put into words. We're gonna go ahead and get back to the debates. I'm seriously lost for fucking words, bro. I don't even know what to say. We'll go ahead and get back to the debates. But please, I want to just see, like, because there's not even like a specific name that I could attribute to it. I just want to see like W donors in both of the live chats until we end today, because I don't want that to be forgotten. I just want to see W donors in the live chats for the rest of the day. I'm not even kidding. But we are going to go ahead and hop back into the debates, everybody. And while we're getting the next Trump supporter up here, seriously, guys, please show some love. We also have Santana up here for just a brief moment to talk about Juneteenth. So Santana, if you'd like to take it away real quick, please.
Yeah,
you have the center stage.
Absolutely. Thank you for giving me a moment. Chat, happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. I just want to come on and give everyone just a little bit of information about Juneteenth. First and foremost, just to make sure everyone knows what Juneteenth is. Juneteenth is the official day where the last remaining slaves that were in Texas found out that they were free. It happened on July the 19th, 1865. 30 months after the Emancipation Proclamation that was signed by Abraham Lincoln. So even after it was signed, there were still black people that were slaves. So today, black people celebrate the history of officially being free. Now, even though Juneteenth is celebrated, there was still about 2 to 3 years later where there were still black people still being enslaved in Texas by mayors in different cities and even U.S. Marshals who were trying to force black people into the military. So today is a day that we actually celebrate in Black history. And the last thing that I want to say is, first and foremost, this is my new account. This is the main account. So if you're not following this account, make sure you hit this button. But this Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, I will have a special Juneteenth panel, Brunch with My Creator, where there'll be multiple Black creators talking about the Black experience, Black America, and also Black excellence as we break down Juneteenth. So if you're available, this Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, we will have a special Brunch with My Creator with a bunch of different Black creators. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Last but not least, if you want to actually do something to support Juneteenth, find a Black-owned business, not a big box company or anything like that, but a Black-owned business, and show some support. Two of my favorite is Black and Bold Coffee. Dean, I don't know if you've had that, but it's amazing.
I'll have to try it. You know I love coffee.
I know you do. I just thought about. I didn't know why I didn't tell you that before. Literally the best coffee I've ever had. And also Uncle Nearest. So if you guys are interested, check out one of those two. Those are two of my personal favorites. Anyway. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for coming up. Juneteenth deserves to be talked about.
Absolutely.
And I want to throw this out there. In fact, we could talk about it privately. But if you want, because you said 2 p.m. Eastern, that's like 2 or so hours before I start my live. If you want, I could just use my phone to join on my account and then just mute it and like not talk or anything. But just to like have a notification or like a way for like more people to like more visibility for the live if you want.
Yeah, no. Listen, I would appreciate it. I'll definitely hit you up. I mean, like any visibility, because there's going to be some really great creators there that don't necessarily get attention or things like that. So no, that would be awesome. I'll text you about it. That would be great.
Yeah. Perfect timing. Like seriously, perfect timing. I'd love to do that. So let me know.
All right, perfect. I appreciate you having me up, bro.
Thank you for coming up, Santana. Have a good rest of your day, man.
See you later.
See you later. All right, everybody. We're going to go ahead and hop back into the debates here. If you're in that queue, make sure that means that you support Trump. And then also, if there was absolutely anybody, and I mean anybody that I missed, if there's anybody that I missed when I was thanking all of the donations, please send like a message under your donation so I can make sure that I thank you. If there's anybody that I missed, please do that. But let's go and get that next guest up here at this point in time, guys. If you are in that queue, make sure that means that you are a Trump supporter. We'll happily get you up here. I'm already seeing one that I missed. Sam, thank you for the $100 over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much for the love, Sam. Huge shout out to Sam. Okay. All right, we're going to go to get that next guest up in the box right now, everybody. We got Blaze loading into the box. If you are MAGA and at least 18 and you'd like to come up here and have a debate with me, please let me know down below in that chat. I will happily pull you up onto the live. Dude, Kathy, thank you for the $100 over on Venmo, saying missed Luke, but thank you for everything that you do, guys. Okay, you guys gotta stop. You guys gotta stop. Thank you so much for the love, Kathy, as well as Brian with the $10. That guy has a little bit of, he's cutting out. Brian with the $10 over on Venmo, and then Nita, thank you so much for the love, and thank you for pinning the message. Thank you, Nita. Shout out to Nita. We're gonna move on to the next guest. Everybody, give us a minute. As well as Cordelia, thank you for the $50 over on PayPal. Shout out to Cordelia, as well as Javes. That is Javes. Thank you so much for the love, Javes. And what is going on, Jason? How old are you?
Well, I just want to say one thing, that Jesus is the one true king.
Okay. Do you want to debate?
I just want to say that.
Do you want to debate on why you support Trump?
I'm okay. Whatever.
Okay. See you, Jason. We're going to move on to the next guest, guys. Please keep in mind that we are just looking for Trump supporters. And Livia with a $100 donation over on Venmo, saying there's nothing better than watching you put the very men who'd always talk over me and other women I know in their place. Olivia, thank you so much for the $100. Show some love to Olivia down below. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you. What's going on, Caden? Are you MAGA?
Yes.
Okay, how old are you?
18.
18, phenomenal. What year were you born in?
2006. 27/11/06.
Okay, what time is it?
12:35 a.m.
All right, no worries. We
in
are
the
just looking to
UK.
talk to individuals from America, guys. You got to be at least 18 from America and support Donald Trump. Then also, Sophia, thank you for pinning your donation. I didn't see that earlier. Thank you for the love, Sophia. What is going on, Kyler? Do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay, all right, take it away, man. Tell us why you support the man, the myth, the failure, Donald J. Trump.
Well, I just want to say that the one true king is LeBron James. Boom, 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 boom.
All right, we're going to move on to the next guest. Just trying to find a legitimate debate. We're going to try to find a legitimate debate here. What's going on? Do you support Tyler? Tyler, what's up? Do you support Trump?
I just have one thing to say. I don't know why education isn't free for Republicans. It seems like none of them have brain cells.
8, Tyler. Moving on to the next guest. Let's go and get that next guest up in the box, everybody. We're going to go get that next guest loaded in right now, guys. Please keep in mind that we are only looking for some debates. What's going on? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay, how old are you?
19.
Phenomenal. So take it away. Tell us why you support the man, the myth, the failure, Donald J. Trump.
I support the man. I support his policies. I've always had. I think he'll just revive the country, bring it back. I'm already seeing gas prices are going lower. I support the tariffs.
Okay.
I know some people may not, but I do support the tariffs.
Okay, phenomenal. So let's start off with the first point there about gas prices. What has Trump done to reduce the price of gas?
Well,
Oh, he's lagging.
seeing him going down. It's not my concern how he got it down, but sorry.
Man's got MAGA mobile.
Could you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I think that we're back. So how did he reduce the price of gas?
Oh, I have T-Mobile mobile. Yeah. I didn't really want to come on here and talk about Trump, but I just want to say I like what you're doing.
What's her name? What is
All
the
right,
background
Cookie
say?
King Mob.
Okay, I just came up here.
Cookie King.
Mugs me. All right. Well, we're going to move on to the next guest here, everybody. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box. We got Moon loading in, y'all. It is incredibly difficult to find anybody.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, what's going on? Are you MAGA? Do you support Trump?
I'm on the fence. I did the first term when he first ran the first time. This last election, I didn't vote for either party.
Okay, how old are you?
31.
31, phenomenal. So if you're on the fence, that means that there's some reasons why you might like his presidency or some good things that he's done that you could identify. Let's go over that. Like, what are the good things that you could identify that Trump stands for, that he's done, or that he's going to do?
Like the previous gentleman said, he had mentioned that the fact that our gas was going down and stuff, that had partly to do with the expansion of domestic energy production. So that played a factor into why gas went down. Also, tax incentives and deregulation played a factor in that as
talking
well.
right now or under his first term?
Under his first term.
Okay. So the Biden-Harris administration produced more domestic crude oil in their 4 years than Donald Trump did in his first 4 years. The most he ever produced in any given month was in December of 2019 at 12.8 thousand barrels of oil per day. The Biden-Harris administration produced more than 13,000 barrels of oil per day for a year straight, starting in July of 2014 until the end of their term. So you're wrong.
Okay, and then another reason that I had supported Trump the first go around was his tax cuts and the job. Excuse me, tongue tied. My child just walked in here. Tax cuts and job acts
Okay. And why did you support that?
because it would reduce the tax burden for most of the business people here in America.
Most of the business
I
people. When
am-
you say business people,
yeah.
do you mean the rich?
I mean, high middle to higher class. I fall within that high middle, so that benefits me directly because I own my own business.
Right. Well, hey, actually, so like his round of tax cuts of this administration are only going to help the top 20% of income earners, people making over $120,000 per year. It's going to reduce the after-tax income for everybody else, and it's going to do so regressively, meaning the less you make, the more you're going to lose in your after-tax income. So apart from a redistribution of wealth from the poor to the rich being incredibly immoral, which is something maybe I wouldn't be able to get you to see, right? You just care about the numbers. It's also just pragmatically inefficient for the best economy because we have to remember that 80% of Americans that are going to lose money every single year because of the tax policy are the consumers of your business and other businesses of the like. So it creates an overall weakened economy when the average American is doing less with less money to spend, less money to save, and a lower level of consumer confidence. So
Right.
that's why you shouldn't support his tax policy.
Okay. The reason I didn't vote this term for either party and Kamala, the biggest reason not voting for Kamala were a lot of the issues she had while she was in office. And this is before becoming a VP or an actual president elect. Oh no, I can't hear any audio from your end. I'm not sure if I'm muted.
Hey, sorry, I had to send a quick voice message to my girlfriend. Would you like to repeat that?
I said a big part as to why I didn't vote for Kamala during this past election.
Kamala.
Yeah, Kamala. Sorry, my bad.
No worries.
Just because of some of the things that did pop up during her days in office, not as a VP or anything, but well before she was a VP.
Okay, so what are the specific reasons why you didn't like Harris?
Okay, so there were some wrongful prosecutions that popped off in San Francisco in California and when she was an AG in office.
Okay, wrongful prosecutions are like an unfortunate result of a realistic criminal justice system. Now, we want to be able to get like the lowest level of wrongful prosecutions as possible, but like wrongful prosecutions have always existed and exist today in every single county in America.
Right.
So why would we be like saying that some level of wrongful prosecutions was a reason to not support Kamala Harris?
So when you're someone of power, that plays a part in whether or not someone is prosecuted or not prosecuted, and someone is getting prosecuted wrongfully, that is a deciding factor.
Could you give me an example of these wrongful prosecutions?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I have some factorials right here in front of me. Give me one.
I'm just trying to determine like what your argument is. Okay, I guess while she's looking for that, there's a handful of people I could thank here. Cordelia, thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal. That is so incredibly kind of you, Cordelia. Thank you so much, y'all. Show some love to Cordelia down below in that chat. As well as Ruby with $1. Thank you so much for the love. Z with $5, Alessandro with $5, and Kinsley with $2. I appreciate you guys so much. As well as MMF. Thank you for the $150 donation over on PayPal. Jesus Christ, MMF. They say, a bit late, so a bit extra for that flurry. Way to go, Dean. Dude, MMF, thank you so much for the love. For the $150 donation over on PayPal. That's seriously fucking nuts. Thank you, MMF, guys. Please show some love to MMF down below in that comment section right now. I really appreciate you so much. Thank you. That is incredibly kind. So take it away, Moon.
Okay, so during her tenure in San Francisco District Attorney, there was a prosecution against Teresa Sheenan. She was a woman with schizophrenia who had been shot by police during her mental health break.
Okay, so there was like police negligence. So we could agree that that's bad?
Yes.
What does this tell us about Kamala Harris?
There was a point of connection that was raising questions about her approach, depending. Excuse me.
Wait. A prosecutor wouldn't have any involvement in the negligence of the police officers.
but Harris's office charged Sheenan with assaulting an officer, even though she was going through a mental outbreak due to schizophrenia, instead of going through the proper channels to figure out, okay, was she competent in her right mind to have done so? Or, hey, what are we going to do in terms of where this person should be?
Okay, so
You understand my mindset?
yeah, okay. So you're saying that the not her office, but the office of the district prosecutors
Yeah.
made a decision to charge her. Can you please show me that she was involved in this decision?
So it was her office. She was a DA at the time.
I know, but like she's not going to be involved with like the prosecution of like assault on an officer. So what was her direct involvement?
So I don't know how you guys go about looking up law and stuff, but in terms of like a DA's office and stuff, when things go through their offices, it does come across her desk. She does check off whether or not, hey, we're going to press through on this, or no, hey, this is not going to come past our table.
Okay, all right.
So that's her play in that.
She gave the signature on pressing charges against an individual that assaulted an officer for assaulting an officer while they were experiencing a mental health break. So, okay, actually, I could agree with you here, right? Maybe in those scenarios, right, charging them, it wouldn't be the best outcome, and that there's some better resolution to the issue here, and that she shouldn't have signed off on that. We could agree. We could agree. Okay, now we've identified something that Kamala Harris has done in her career that wasn't good. Okay, but now let's see how this stacks up when compared to the things that Donald Trump has done that aren't good. All right? I don't think that this compares to raping E. Jean Carroll. I don't think that this compares to calling for a total and complete shutdown of all new Muslims coming into America. I don't think that this compares to being a 34-count convict felon that has now taken the Oval Office and attempted to consolidate power to the federal branch of our government to send immigrants without due process, violating their human and constitutional rights to a center for terrorists in El Salvador. I don't think that this compares to fulfilling all 14 characteristics of fascism. I don't think that this compares to relaunching war in the Middle East. I don't think that this compares to calling all black people lazy. I don't think that this compares to advocating for the death penalty. I mean, so can we see here how, like, even if I grant you that that was a bad decision that she made, and honestly, I will grant that, it still doesn't compare to any of the bad things that Trump has done. I mean, shit, I didn't even point out there how he's, like, openly boasted about walking into the changing rooms of naked underage teens and naked adult women in women's only spaces.
Correct. I am going to say it again because I said it at the beginning, but I just want to reiterate it because I'm reading the comments as you're speaking as well. I did not vote this term for either party because I was not.
Still support Donald Trump, but like, could we like see there how like Kamala Harris is a significantly better track record and background compared to Trump?
Excuse me, say that one more time.
Can you see there how Kamala Harris has a significantly better background and character compared to Trump?
Yes, I can see that.
Oh, okay. All right. So then why would you be in the middle of the road? Because you're basically like, what I want to drink? A cup of water with maybe a couple dirt molecules in it, or a cup of bleach. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like you should be agnostic between those options.
I feel like with the things that I have seen in the first run through Trump, and then with things that I've read about Kamala past and present, I'm sorry, I keep pronouncing that wrong, my apology. It's just one of those things where when I was pros and cons list, right? You look at it, you compare. I did not come to a space where I felt comfortable voting for either party this election.
All right, well, we're going to go and kick you out and move on. Let's try to find somebody that does like support Trump, because I want to be able to talk to people that are like in the middle of the road. But like, honestly, I feel like most of the time when people come up here and try to run that argument, it's usually just like a bad faith rhetorical subversion to the points that I'll make. You know what I mean? It's like, I'll be able to like very clearly demonstrate how like it is the case that you shouldn't be on the fence and you should run as far away from Trump as possible. But like the suggestion that they are in the fence is just a way to kind of get out of anything that I say. You know what I mean? So you'll be like, oh, I don't know. So I don't know. It just seems kind of unproductive. But what's going on, Landon? Do you support Trump?
Fuck that orange bitch.
Oh, dude, Landon's cooking. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everyone. Just give us a minute to get that next guest loaded into the box. If you're one of the 13.5 thousand people watching and you support Trump and you'd like to come up here and debate, let me know down below in that chat. We'll get you pulled up here. Real shit, Landon. God, he was cooking. All right, everyone, give us a moment here. We're going to go and get the next guest loaded into the box. We got Katie. Loading up right now, everybody. Seriously, just trying to find anybody to come up here and have a debate. What's going on, Katie? Do you support Trump? It looks like Katie's not here, so we're going to move on to the next guest. Here we go to Haley. And oh my God, yo, Samantha, thank you for the $100 over on Venmo. Thank you so much for the love. Let's get 1,000. Samantha W's down below. Samantha, that is insane. Thank you so much. Samantha says, watch you every day. Would rather pay this monthly than Netflix. Well, see, the cool thing about this is that you don't have to pay anything to watch my content. But you did because of the kindness of your heart. I really appreciate you for your generosity, Samantha, guys. Show some love to Samantha down below in that comment section right fucking now. Show some love. Oh my God. Thank you so much. What's going on, Haley? Do you support Trump?
Hi. Sorry, I was just running upstairs so I could have some better Wi-Fi because it low-key sucks. But I'm also kind of like on the fence, but it's not really, I'm not very like politically knowledgeable, if I'm being completely honest. Like, I'm not too into it. But I've gotten mixed opinions on like both points of view, I guess.
Oh,
I was
Haley.
wondering if you could kind of answer like.
Haley, it sounds like your connection is a little bit bad, but how old are you? Yeah, sorry, Haley, your connection is too bad. Yeah, she wasn't lying about that connection, folks. She was not lying about that connection. We're going to move on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. All right, we're going to move on. Here we go, guys. What is going on, Tyler? Do you support Trump?
I do support Trump.
Oh, Tyler, is that you in your profile picture?
No, that's a guy who I like.
Okay.
Bear the Voice is his name.
Okay,
I like his moral views.
How old are you?
I am 20.
20 years old, support Trump. All right, take it away. Tell us why you support Trump, man.
Okay, I liked Trump's idea of taking trans women and men out of sports.
Okay. How many trans women compete in the NCAA?
You know, I'm not very knowledgeable on it, but I like the fact that he's doing it. I will admit I'm not too
I'll tell you.
knowledgeable about it, but I do like that.
I'll tell you, 16. So I don't know. I just don't think that, like the direction that the GOP is heading in of instead of advocating to make the life better of the 330 million humans living in this country, you instead decide that you're okay with fascism because at least the fascists will make life worse for 16.
Right. Okay.
You
Sorry, that's all I had to say. I just liked watching the live stream.
Do you mind
just
if
wondered what you thought about it.
Do you mind if I ask you a follow-up question here?
Yeah, sure.
So you don't really like the idea of trans women in women's spaces, right? Sports, dressing rooms, or bathrooms, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Well, I'm personally okay with all three of those things. But let me ask you a question. What if it wasn't a trans woman, but it was a cis man like you or I that walked into a woman's changing room or dressing room? How would that make you feel? And they did it just...
I don't think that's right either. And like Trump doing that, I guess it's like a double standard.
All right. Well, it's actually...
I will admit, but...
It's a double standard from the view that trans women are men. It's not a double standard from my view because trans women are not men. Under my view, trans women are women, right? But basically, I do find it hypocritical for you to say that you care so much about women, and that for that reason, you really want to keep quote-unquote men out of their spaces, but then you turn around and you make a definite man who has boasted about barging into women and teenage girls' spaces while they were naked and perved on them while they were changing. That is pretty hypocritical, can't you admit?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, do you want to address the hypocrisy, or is that kind of all you wanted to say?
I just like his idea that it's kind of bringing a sense of fairness back to it, because like there's lots of cases of men going into women's sports and just absolutely crushing records, and it kind of makes it unfair for like the women who train really hard. And
you're back to talking about the trans women, and that's also not true. Like take Leah Thomas for instance. Leah Thomas is a trans woman that has competed in both men's and women's swimming leagues. When she was competing in the men's leagues, she was smashing records. But then when she transitioned and she underwent 3 to 4 years of HRT and then started competing in the women's leagues, she actually never set a record again, right? So that's not necessarily true. But the hypocrisy that I asked you to respond to was more so about Trump walking into the changing rooms of naked teenage girls and grown adult women to perv on them while they were naked, and how you made him president.
Yeah, and that's kind of what makes it hard because like I like one side of it, but then can I really support him after he goes out and makes a decision like that? It's just I don't know if I can trust the guy. I liked him in his first term, but I feel like things are a little different this time.
Right.
And he's definitely making it harder for me to support him.
Okay. All right. Well, is there anything else that you want to go over, man?
What do you think about his whole Golden Dome precaution?
Just more like American military supremacy. I mean, we've heard it about 1,000,000,001 times. Will it ever happen? I don't know. Do I think that we probably already have a system quite like that? Probably. But I'm seeing people say that you're Canadian down below in that chat. So we are going to move on to the next guest. Here we go, guys. Let's go get that next guest. Joseph Maple loaded up. Yo, Vivian with a $1.50 on Venmo saying I sent a 20 in a message. So I just wanted to send this to get it to the top of your Venmo. Thank you, Vivian. It actually did work. Vivian, 23 minutes ago with the $20. I'm really sorry that I missed that, Vivian. Show some love to Vivian down below in the chat saying, people like Luke are the reason why I at 18 want to be a civil lawyer. I can't even fathom how he couldn't understand that simple concept. And oh, happy Pride. Well, happy Pride, Vivian. Thank you for bumping that donation. I'm sorry I didn't see it the first time around. And thank you for your kindness. Happy Pride. What is going on, Joseph? Do you support Trump? Joseph, you are muted. You are muted. You are muted. Go ahead and unmute that mic. All right. It doesn't look like Joseph is going to unmute that mic, so we are going to move on. Oh, hello, Joseph. Joseph, are you here? It does not look like Joseph is here, so we're going to move on to the next guest. Dave in the chat says, Dean is wrong in all caps. Please request. I'd love to have you up here. We're going to move on to Bradley, but OMG, it's Echo. Thank you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat saying, as a trafficking survivor, thank you for standing up for abortion rights, my dude. All the love to you. Echo, I'm so incredibly fucking sorry that happened to you. Thank you for the $20, and I'm glad that you're here with us today. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. As well as Preston, thank you for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat. I appreciate that. This is from Jamie and Preston.
Hello.
Thank you, guys. What's up, Bradley? Are you American? You sound British.
Yeah, I'm British.
All right, unfortunately, we are just looking to talk to people from America that are at least 18 years old that support Donald J. Trump. So make sure you're following those rules if you're in that queue. And we are going to get that next guest up onto the live right now. So everybody be patient while we got Taylor loading in. And while we do, Jay, dude, Jay, thank you for the $125 donation over on YouTube Super Chat. Saying, dude, don't be surprised at all the love coming your way. Truth is, you rock every single day. Jay, man, I love you. I love you so much, Jay. Jay, the man, the myth, the legend. You are in here every single day showing love. That is so incredibly kind of you guys. Show some love to Jay down below in that chat. Dude, Jay, I appreciate it. I fucking appreciate it, Jay. Show some love to Jay down below in that chat. And what is going on? Welcome in, that guy. Do you support Trump?
Nah, I support you, Dean. I came on here.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. I did kick you because we are just looking for Trump supporters, but please don't take that as like a diss or anything. Honestly, you should take that as, the takeaway should be that I fuck with you. Because keep in mind, I'm only looking to talk to people on this live that I don't fuck with. So I appreciate you for the love. You're awesome. What's going on, the Stu? Do you support Trump?
Hey, Dean. How you doing, man?
What's going on? I'm doing all right. How old are you?
30 years old.
Okay. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do support Trump. First of all, I want to say congrats on your growth. And I think a voice on both sides is good. So I can appreciate what you do for your side, definitely.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. So why do you support Trump?
I think I support Trump mostly because of what he represented for the anti-establishment. I think he just related with a lot of people in that regard. I think a lot of people were able to look past the crazy texts and the crazy comments. I think he's very good at marketing himself.
Listen, I agree with that. I could agree that, his like marketing was a lot better in the sense that it was easier for the average American to hop on board with, because he honestly treated the average American like a toddler watching Cocomelon on a sticky iPad saying, no more inflation, no low gas prices, no war. She's a communist. She's a Marxist communist. Dude, we don't like communism here. We hate communism here. So, like, in that sense, I'll agree with you. But, I mean, I am
pretty good Trump.
More specifically looking for reasons of things.
Yeah,
that
I
he's
think it was
done
mostly
that you agree
because
with.
I think it's mostly because he was anti-establishment. I don't see myself as a Republican or a Democrat, more of a centrist, and so he represented the opposition of kind of what I was seeing to a massive two-party system in our society.
Wait. He's not opposed to the two-party system. He just made
No,
one
no.
of the two parties.
I'm saying I'm opposed to a two-party system, so I think
Okay,
he was
so you support Trump because you're opposed to a two-party system. That doesn't follow.
No, I support Trump because he was the anti-establishment decision.
When you say
choice.
anti-establishment, no, he is the establishment. Like, think about everything that you hate about the establishment. Never-ending wars. Guess what? He's sending us back into war in the Middle East. Ballooning the debt and the deficit. Guess what? He wants to spend twice as much as every penny spent by the Biden-Harris administration on non-COVID related expenditure with one bill. I mean, what else do you not like about the establishment?
No,
Maybe like a
the
lack
cuts-
of transparency
the
and
cuts back in
concealing things
government
from the American
spending.
people. Well, I mean, he concealed. He specifically concealed the fact that he's on the Epstein files and has told over 30,000 confirmed lies in his first term, and the biggest sitting lie that any president has ever told with his denial of the outcome in 2020. Like, everything that you don't like about the establishment is only exuberated in Trump.
I mean, I would disagree. I guess that's where we'd oppose.
Okay, so then tell me something that you don't like about the establishment that is not true of Trump.
I don't like I love the cuts in spending that he is making right now.
Oh, so you
crazy,
like, so you don't like
crazy
the fact
government
that,
spending.
So you don't like the fact that the establishment supports crazy government spending, right?
That's correct.
Okay, well, I mean,
you're going to bring up the defense system, which I don't think.
Sir,
we
if
should
you allow
please
me to
do.
finish.
But you didn't let me finish.
I mean, you just told us one thing about the establishment that you don't like, which is crazy government spending. So he's worse for government expenditure than Kamala Harris would have been.
No, I don't agree with that.
According to the CBO, that's correct. According to like the historical fact that he spent twice as much as the Biden-Harris administration in his first term, that's correct. According to the expenditure allocated for the BBB, if it were to get past $4 trillion, that's correct. So that we have no indication that he will spend less than Kamala Harris. None. Could you please give me one?
I'm saying that we don't know what she would have spent, but her spending would have been outrageous if they kept with the fundings of crazy government fundings that we were doing that Doge has discovered. And so those things are what I voted for. Immigration policies, cuts in
spending. How much spending did Doge cut?
I don't know the number.
120 billion. How much will the BBB spend if it passes?
I hope like 3 trillion.
4 trillion.
Oh, I was close.
So if we had crazy government expenditure,
every president is going to spend money.
But the point is, he is spending more than what Kamala Harris would have spent if she won.
Yeah, but she was the worst candidate ever presented forward. Like I actually wish the Democratic Party would have
But she was further away. But you just told us that you support Trump because he would have supported lower government expenditure. But once you learn that that's not true, and she would have supported a lower government expenditure, and he supported higher government.
I don't agree with you. I think that is true. I just don't think that she was the best option for the Democratic Party. That's one reason I supported Trump.
I'm going to go ahead and finish now.
Go ahead.
You tell us that you support Trump because he's anti-establishment. I tell you that he is worse than the establishment in every way. I ask you to name me one way that he's not.
He's
worse
part of the establishment, but he's not worse than the establishment.
Dude, you say that you support Trump because he's anti-establishment. I ask you to name me one way that he is not worse than the establishment, and you say government expenditure. I point out that he spent more than the quote-unquote establishment of Biden and Harris in his first term. He spent $8.4 trillion. They spent $4.6 trillion. And he's spending more today than what Kamala Harris would have spent if she was president right now. My evidence is the estimations from the CBO that tell us he wants to spend $10 to $15 trillion. Meanwhile, she would have spent $6 to $8 trillion. Other evidence for this fact is obvious. She had plans to recuperate her expenditure through things such as increasing the corporate tax rate by 7%, or saving money on the amount of, or saving money by allowing Medicare and Medicaid to renegotiate the price of private pharmaceutical drugs. And Donald Trump has no plan to pay for his tax cuts. So once again, I've demonstrated that you were wrong and I am right.
Yeah, no, I mean, your points are valid based on, I don't have that information in front of me, so I do apologize. I'm not going to be able to, you are much better at this than I am. I just wish that in our system, and why I like jumping on and having these conversations. I wish our system was better at offering us better solutions. I think the Democrats could have presented 4 or 5 candidates that were way better. That I just think the whole system was so flawed from the beginning that we are just so far past that.
You're
And
saying
so-
that the Democrats could have elected 5 candidates that would be way better than Harris. The Republicans
Yes.
could have appointed a potato, and it would have been better than Trump. At the end
It
of the
wouldn't have-
day,
it wouldn't have
the
been. He's
alternative
actually a
at the-
leader,
At the
though.
end of the day, the alternative to Trump, who was Kamala Harris, was significantly better than Trump.
She was not.
Okay, why is that? Be very specific. I don't want rhetoric. I want specifics. Let's talk about policy. Let's talk about what they wanted to do for America. Let's talk about what Donald Trump has done to America in the last 150 days. Let's talk about their character. Let's talk about the specifics. Why was Trump the better option?
I believe because he had a leadership track record. He was already the president of the United States. She was a placeholder for Biden, and Biden was eventually, we come to find out, wasn't even mentally ready for office or fit for office, and she kind of carried that torch for him and defended him.
Great. So to your first point that he had already served as president for a term, that's pro-establishment rhetoric.
Dang, this
The
chat
very
is-
first thing that you said when you joined the live was that you were anti-establishment. Okay, it is the anti-establishment that won Donald Trump the 2016 election, since he had no prior time in a public office of the establishment. But now when I ask you why he's better, you say because of his prior time in the establishment. So now you're contradicting yourself. Because the view that he had more experience, right, in the establishment than Kamala Harris should indicate that she's more anti-establishment than him. And according to the first thing you said when you joined the live, that's something you would like.
Yeah, I guess I liked his background in capitalism, and I did not like her background in government, I guess.
You didn't like her background in government, but you did like his background in government. Okay. Well, his background in government included the largest internal attack on the American democracy when he tried to silence the voice and the vote of every American in the 2020 election, and then later admitted to it in court. What is something in her
Talking about
background in
January
government-
6th?
Yes. What's
Oh.
the fake electorate plot? What's something in her governmental background that is worse than that?
That's where I guess we wouldn't be able to move forward, just because I wouldn't consider January 6th to be what others would consider January 6th. I don't think
So I said that he tried to steal the election, and that's something he admitted to. He admitted to sending fake slates of electors to 7 different key swing states that Biden won with fake votes that said that he won, and then he admitted to instructing them to send those fake votes back to Congress, and he also admitted to trying to pressure Mike Pence into certifying those fake ballots as real to rig himself the election. He also admitted to trying to pressure the head of the DOJ, Bill Barr, into falsely announcing widespread voter fraud when there wasn't any, and admitted to all these things in court. In fact, he said that they're an official act of his presidency that he should have immunity from because he was the president when they did them. So these are facts you cannot deny. And this was the largest internal attack on the American democracy since the Civil War, with something in Kamala Harris's governmental background that even compares.
Okay.
Do you have an answer?
No, you said a lot of words. I had to mute because my wife was talking to me, so.
Okay. How about I'll re-ask the question in a different way. What is the worst thing in Kamala Harris's track record in government? Worst thing that she's ever done in government?
I think lie to the American people.
About what?
Biden's mental capacity to serve in office. Yeah.
Great,
sorry.
great. Well, this is a really easy argument to refute and show that
Yeah.
Donald Trump is worse. Because
Yeah,
even if
of
I
course it
assume,
is.
because even if I assume that she did lie about that, Donald Trump told a bigger lie when he denied the outcome of the 2020 election and has been for the last 4 years.
Hillary Clinton said that the election was rigged, and this goes back many presidential elections. Hillary Clinton was one of the biggest people that said that there was voter fraud and Trump shouldn't have been in office.
Okay. Well, even if Hillary Clinton did the same exact thing that Trump did, this still doesn't change that Trump told a bigger lie than Harris, meaning that you're wrong and I'm right about the fact that her track record in government is better than his.
Yes, I
Right?
mean,
Do you see how that actually doesn't like further your position at all? Just
I'm
to say that somebody
yeah,
else did this? But like, I would
get it.
also like to clarify that that's not what Hillary Clinton did. Hillary Clinton questioned the outcome of the election, took the proper legal channels to contest it, and once the legal channels had ruled that he had rightfully won, she conceded vocally. Donald Trump, on the other hand, did not take the proper legal channels, had the plan worked out to contest the outcome of the election before the outcome of the election. We have that leaked clip from Steve Bannon saying before the night of the election in late October that he was going to contest the results of the election on the night of the election, which is something that he ended up doing. And then, of course, it wasn't the proper legal channel to try to unlawfully steal it. It wasn't the proper legal channel to try to get Mike Pence to certify fake votes. And it definitely wasn't the proper legal channel to try to convince a head of the DOJ to falsely announcing widespread voter fraud, causing the head of the DOJ to step down. But once again, a comparison to Hillary Clinton here is definitely not doing anything for your position, because even if she did everything that Trump has done, we are debating who has the better governmental track record of Kamala Harris and Trump, not Clinton and Trump. So can we agree that I've been able to point out worse things that Trump has done in his track record in government than you've been able to point out worse things that Kamala Harris has done in hers?
Yeah, I mean, I think your goal as a debater is to get the yes, you win the debate. So, I mean, I got to go, but hey, I appreciate the points and the conversation. I wish your chat wasn't so savage, man. I feel roasted, but hey, keep up the good work.
That's a chat for you, man. That's a chat for you. Have a
But
good
anyway,
one.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, have a good one. We're probably going to do one more debate before we end for the day, everybody. I came on here saying earlier that I was going to do a shorter stream today, and I mean it. I'm really tired. I've been dealing with insomnia recently. I didn't get much sleep at all last night. And it's just, I don't think I could go for a full 4 hours today. And I think that right now we're around at 3 hours and 30 minutes. So after this, I'm probably going to head off. And I hope that you guys understand. I hope that you guys understand. Let's see here. Let's see. Abigail, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. Tori with a 1, Ashley with a 1, Joshua with a 1, Sonny with a 5, and Alessandro with a 1. I appreciate you guys so much for the love. As well as Matthew, thank you so much for the $25 over on Venmo, saying for emotional endurance and journalistic jujitsu. I don't know how you stay calm talking to these people, but it's an art form and I respect the hell out of it. Thank you for the love, Matthew. It is definitely a learned skill. It's not something that I was born with. And if you've been watching me for a long time, you know it. Lisa, thank you for the $15 over on Venmo, saying, I've admired your dedication to educating others for a while. It's given my partner a broader view on Trump, and for that I can't thank you enough. Keep on having pride in your work. I appreciate you for that, Lisa. Incredibly kind. As well as Kristen 14 minutes ago with the $15 over on Venmo, saying, shout out to Lauren S. Keep spreading the good word. Shout out to Lauren S. And thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Welcome in, Mr. Dylan. Are you MAGA? Do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 20.
Okay, are you British?
No, so I came from Britain. I've moved to California in America.
Okay, what time is it?
10:05. 5:05.
Five past 10, don't you say? 10, don't you say? Wait, where is it? 10. Okay, I kicked him. That might have been a genuine misspeak, because right now it's 10 p.m. in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, not in Britain or anything. And then in Britain, I mean, the other time it could be is like 10 a.m. I don't think it's 10 a.m. in the UK. Isn't it like 1 a.m.? Yeah. Okay, that might have been a very like genuine misspeak. If that was a misspeak, feel free to hop back in that queue. What's going on, Keffy? Do you support Trump?
Oh God, sorry.
No worries. We're gonna move on to the next guest. We got Cindy loading up into the box. Yeah, it is 5:10 in CA. That's right. I'm pretty good with American time zones. Anything outside of that, I don't know. Let's go and get that next guest up in here. I'll look for that person again, because I'll bring him back up, because I do think that they genuinely misspoke right there. All right, what's going on? Do you support Trump? Kelby. You MAGA? What about you, Cindy? Are you MAGA? Oh, looks like they're all leaving. They're all leaving. They've all said goodbye. See you later. Stefan, thank you for the $20 over on Venmo, saying little Luke. Oh, geez, dude, Luke is not going to live that one down. Okay, now that it's been a while, First and foremost, Stefan, thank you for the 20. Show some love to Stefan down below. Now that it's been a while, can we talk about how crazy Luke was? And John, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $25 over on PayPal. Dude, thank you so much for the love, John. John says, I seriously appreciate everything that you do. Thank you, John. Show some love to John down below in that comment section. That is so incredibly kind of you. What's going on, TTV, ya boy? You Maga, you support Trump?
No, but I want to ask you a quick question, if you don't mind.
For sure. Ask it super quickly.
Where do you get your news from? Because I want to educate myself more, and I'm just wondering where you get it from.
Well, see, I get my news from like a conglomerate of like publishers, like AP, Reuters, the New York Times. Honestly, I just kind of like cross-reference a bunch of different sources. But I mean, if you are just kind of wanting to get into like news reporting on American politics and what's important, I think like there's a lot of independent journalists that will highlight the important stuff, and you could like consume it in a really easy to understand way in an app that you already know how to navigate because you already know how to use TikTok. So people like Aaron Parnas, I mean, honestly, consuming his content to understand what's going on in America is just such an easy way to know what's going on.
How do you spell that last name, by the way?
Parnas. That is Aaron Parnas. It's just really, really easy to be able to look at his feed and to see what's going on and to stay up to date. But I would recommend once you kind of get used to media consumption and like how to stay up to date with the news and politics by like kind of practicing with like an independent journalist's page such as him, I would then recommend trying to like dabble with like cross-referencing like the big publishers like AP, Reuters, NPR, PBS, etc.
Will do. Thank you. I appreciate what you do, educating all these people. You have a good one.
Of course, man. Take care. Take care. That's a good question. I think like the biggest issue that I had when I first started getting into what I do now is like where to get my information from. I was lost. That was like the hardest thing in the world for me to figure out. It is legitimately hard. I think that like independent journalists, especially people like Aaron or Aaron himself, probably do the best at like giving easy to understand and available information about what's going on. But like, I would say once you kind of like hone in on that skill on how to do it, then definitely switch off of the independent journalist because, you know, you're not guaranteed to be given the right information all the time, and switch over to like cross-referencing a bunch of the big sources. Also, Under the Desk News is great. Under the Desk News is great. Let's go and get that next guest M up in the box. Everyone just be patient. What's going on, Emma? Do you support Trump?
No, I just want to say I like your work and bye.
Well, I appreciate that, Emma. Honestly, at this rate, I don't know if we'll be able to even have a last debate of the night because I got to go here pretty soon. I'm really trying to get one. It's just that a lot of people in the queue are not here to debate. A lot of the people in the queue are not here to debate. So, let's try to get that next guest up in the box here. David Nelson Haynes, hop in that queue, bro. Get you up. What's going on,
Hey,
Kyler?
Dean.
How old are you?
Okay, I'm 18. Sorry.
Do you support
I'm going to
Trump?
say this quickly because I know you don't like non.
I'm sorry, Kyler. I do got to kick you. We are just seriously looking for the last guest of the night.
Yo, Dean.
Yo, what you want, bro?
Dude, Nick Fuentes got me banned, bro.
I saw that. I saw that. I did. Yeah, man.
What do I do, bro?
Well, you kinda fucked up by calling. Let me tell you about this real quick. I debated Nick Fuentes, at least from my perspective. But after I debated him and, like made fun of him, etc., like the next 2 months of my life were living hell because his fanboys, the Groypers, they're just like no other, bro. I had like my family doxed, mom and dad, pictures of the house. In fact, I actually even got my TikTok banned for a period of time. So they're angry cult members. Let me tell you,
Bro, what am I gonna do? I didn't even say that, like, I mean, I called you guys both jesters, but that's just because of the content, I think, or the stuff you guys, I think it's stressful, but I don't think you guys are bad people. That's the thing.
He's a bad dude. Cookie, he's a very bad
Well,
person.
I don't know too much about him. I've heard crazy stuff. Yeah, actually.
He's like a full-blown Nazi. He's a white supremacist.
Dude, do you know anyone who can help get my TikTok back, bro?
You need to do your research on Fuentes. Yeah, bro. How about this? How about this? If I help you here, right? Give you some information about how to get your account back. All that I ask for in return is to do your research on Fuentes. He's a terrible POS, but just reach out to one of their public emails. I think if you go to if you Google report feedback TikTok, like in your YouTube, in your Google search bar, it'll bring you to like a special TikTok page where you could like draft them an email and it'll have a real person reply. Because likely your account was taken down by just being mass reported, and they'll be able to figure that out pretty quickly. But seriously, bro, do your research on Fuentes. Very bad person. Very base to publicly denounce that. Lock in.
Okay. I'll lock in, bro. All right, man. Well, you have a good one.
Yeah, bro. You too. Good luck getting your account back. I know that seriously does suck.
I know, dude. It's all good, man.
Take care, bro.
We'll work on it.
Take care.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I saw that, dude. I saw that Cookie had his account taken down. I saw it on Twitter. All the Groypers were saying Groyper's curse. Man, that is the Groyper's curse, dude. Holy shit, guys. Like the Groypers. Oh boy. Terrible. What's going on? Do you support Trump?
Fuck Trump.
Boost. Okay, sweet.
Out of here, though.
And then also, I don't know if Cookie's still in here, but if you are, I saw you sending the video saying like the cortisol levels in politics. Oh man, that's real. Cortisol levels are high all the time. What's going on, King? Do you support Trump?
No, I don't really support nobody, Dean, though. But I had a question for you, though. What do you think will happen to the U.S. if we join the war with Israel?
You know what? Fair question. Let's talk about it. We'll do a little bit of an examination on that before we hop off. Mainland U.S. won't. I don't see mainland U.S. being hit. I don't see mainland U.S. being harmed. I don't see anybody on mainland U.S. like being hurt in any regard whatsoever. If we do start, if we do enter into the war, what we will see is retaliatory strikes against military bases in the region. So, our servicemen and women overseas will be in danger, 110%. And
Right.
I think that will probably amount to another follow-up retaliatory attack from America. We're not just striking their bunkers, but we're deploying troops and we're fighting them. It's just another war in the Middle East. So, like right now, we just want to bomb one of their bunker facilities where they're enriching uranium. I think the counterattack will be on a couple of our military bases, and then our response will be full-blown war in the Middle East, just like Bush. So, great question. But, I have seen a bunch of people kind of talking about how they're scared if they're going to live, if, mainland U.S. is going to be invaded, if they're going to be bombed. I don't see it happening. Because inevitably, if Iran did bomb some location in America, that would have been like the last foreign attack on domestic soil since Pearl Harbor. And what did we do to Japan after that? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I truly don't think that they'll end up doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course, man. Take care.
You too.
Foreign attack on U.S. soil is like an act of a military aggression from another country. You guys are saying 9/11. Sorry, what I meant to say there was like an act of military aggression from another country. But then I guess like even like that would include 9/11 because like countries were involved in that, like Qatar with funding, and there's probably like a bunch of other facts that I don't know. So yeah, I forgot 9/11. You guys are right. All right, everybody. Well, it looks like I am done for the day. I apologize that today's stream wasn't as long as the streams on other days, but I am just seriously that tired. And I'm thinking here, because it's Juneteenth, I want to see if we could find any black creators that we could raid. That'd be great. I'd love to do that. And seriously, guys, please give I'd put some time into researching Juneteenth, you guys. It's important. It's meaningful. And if you do see me in my account loaded into a panel later on Santana's stream, like this will be in the next day or so. I won't be talking, but it's just going to be for visibility because he's holding a stream with other black creators for Juneteenth. Tune in, see what they have to say. But anyways, Let's go ahead and see who is live. I'm seeing a bunch of people in the chat say that Erica is live. Is she? Is Erica live, everybody? I don't see Erica on. Is Erica on? I saw a bunch of people. She just got off. Unfortunate. Okay, let me restart here. Is Jaden live? Let's see. Jaden is live. Oh, he just went live. Sweet. Okay, everybody. I'm going to send you guys over on a raid to Jaden. Jaden is an incredibly awesome guy. Great at debating. Funny, too. Just a great guy. His ad is at Mr. Jaden LeBron. I would really appreciate it if you guys could head over to his account and show him some love. And yeah, I hope that Jaden talks about Juneteenth and the importance of it. Knowing him, he absolutely will. He's probably already on top of it. But yeah, everybody, go ahead and drop the at in the TikTok chat. I'll make sure I pin it so we could get people heading over there. Looks like there we go. Head over to at Mr. Jaden LeBron down below in the comment section. That is MRGADERAN. So yeah, guys, go show Jaden some love. Spam Dean Raid in Jaden's chat. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off for the day. But once again, you guys showed a shit ton of love today. And I actually had my guitar break a while ago, and I've been contemplating buying a new one. But, you know, it's been like, oh, geez, like that's kind of expensive, so I've been putting it off. But hope you guys know I'm going to end the stream, go get some food, and head down to Guitar Center and get myself a nice new guitar. So I love y'all. But yeah, I'm going to go and hop off for the evening. Peace and love, everybody. Go ahead and raid Jaden. Take care.